Hello everybody, welcome to another video, and today I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of tips if you're leveling a Death Knight about AoE grinding and how to go about doing that the best way that I've found. Now, there's a couple ways you can go about doing it. I know every spec can basically do it. I'm Frost. I know in low levels right now, this is what's working for me. It may not be better on the higher end, and that's fine, but I'm just kind of giving you an update as to how I'm doing it now. Now, I'm a huge fan of AoE grinding. I love it. There's nothing better than like fighting a whole bunch of mobs and then coming out of it like full health. You can see some of my old like first couple videos talking about my Paladin and how much I loved it, and it's one of the draws to the class for me. So I'm really enjoying it on my Death Knight. So how do you go about doing it? Well, this is how I've decided to do it. So the first part of what's going to make AoE grinding a little bit easier for you is going to be your talents. That's what we're going to first look at. Now, at first, you're going to want to select Roiling Blood as your first talent, and Roiling Blood will allow your Blood Boil to also trigger Pestilence if it strikes a diseased target. So if you have your 2 dots up and then you hit Blood Boil, it'll then spread it to everybody in the area, which is really good because it'll save you a blood rune, which you'll need for your spell at 60. Your next 2 talents, you can choose whatever you want. I chose Lichborn and Asphyxiate. These don't really help you with AoE leveling or AoE grinding at all. It's just something that's for certain situations I like them. So then at level 60 you're going to get an ability called Death Siphon. That's what you should choose as your level 60 talent. This deals a crap load of damage and heals you for 150% of the damage dealt. Now at low levels at least, this is incredibly overpowered, I think, especially in PvE. I mean, it's nuts. I've healed myself up from less than half to full with just one use of this ability during AoE grinding. It's incredible. In addition to the talents, you're also going to want to take a look at major glyphs. Now, there's only one real major glyph that you'll want to use. It's Glyph of Dark Succor or Succor. I don't even know how to pronounce that, to be honest. But what it does is every time you kill an enemy that either gives you experience or honor, and you're in Frost or Unholy Presence, your Death Strike will be free of cost and restore at least 20% of your maximum health for 15 seconds. So if you play a warrior, it's kind of like one of the Victory Rush glyphs. It allows you, well, it is kind of like Victory Rush. It just the way it works, but it's really awesome because it's free, doesn't take any of your runes up, and it's it heals you a lot. So it's definitely something you should look to use, because every time you're killing a mob, which is a lot during AoE leveling, you're going to be able to use that ability. Now on to the rotation. It's really, really simple. And you do a lot of damage really fast, especially at the low levels, at least from what I've found. You're going to want to use your Howling Blast or Icy Touch, whichever one you have. I'm using Howling Blast because I'm a Frost Death Knight, and your Plague Strike because you want to get your 2 dots, which are Frost Fever and Blood Plague, up as soon as possible. Then once your mobs are all close together, you want to pop your Blood Boil spell, which will cause Pestilence and make your diseases, your 2 dots, spread across all of your mobs that you've rounded up. Then you have one of 2 choices. You basically just hit the majority of your mobs down to like half health at this point, because Blood Boil does a lot of damage, at least from what I'm playing. And you can either wait like a second or 2, or you can use Death Strike right away. And then by that time, there'll be another mob dead, and you can just hit Death Strike. Now, if you're level 60, you're going to be able to use the spell called Death Siphon. Now, it's so crazy, this ability. It uses a death rune, or I'm pretty sure that just means a blood rune. But it heals you a ton, and it will basically kill your mob by that point. Whatever mob you select, it will be dead or close to dead because they'll have such low health. And then that will use up all of your blood runes. By that time, you can do Death Strike if you're doing any damage, and you just cycle through Death Strike and Death Siphon. And you can do Blood Boil if you want to. I find I like to just let the mobs die a little bit slower. I'm not too worried about using Blood Boil again, just because they're dead so quickly, and I like to be full health. I don't like to, end a group of mobs at like half health or below. I like to be like full health, literally. So I like to just keep using Death Siphon and Death Strike. And that is basically it. I mean, it is really easy, and you do a ton of damage. It's funny, when you get the hang of this and you're doing it so often, it really is irritating when you're only attacking one mob at a time. It's like, why would I kill one mob when I can kill 8 mobs at the same time that it would take me to kill one? So that's AoE grinding as a Frost Death Knight. Leave me a like and a comment if you enjoyed it. Let me know, do you guys like to AoE grind your Death Knights? I love it. I love AoE grinding in general whenever I can do it. I even used to do it on my Warrior when, I was, I guess, lower level. It was a little bit easier. But it's super fun. And that is it for now. Hopefully this helps you guys. I would say if you have a Death Knight, just give it a shot anyway. It's really fun to do it. To me, it's one of the most fun things in the game. So anyway, guys, thank you very much again, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.